Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, all you Wellspring yogis. A little bit of spring in the air today. At least it is in Toronto. I know some of you are across the country, so I hope you're all getting a little bit of the sunshine today. So today, as always, I work with props because it helps us to do poses that sometimes we wouldn't be able to do very well. Helps us do them safely and to go a little deeper with them. So please do have some props around. We will in particular be doing a chair routine today. Don't be fooled. It is challenging. Even though we're sitting on a chair, you're still going to get some good stretch and some good strength. So we'll move into that in about 15 minutes. So please do have a kitchen chair or a dining chair or a folding chair, something that does not have arms on the sides. Okay, so maybe you need to go run and get that while we get lying down. We are going to start on the floor so that we get a nice bit of relaxation off the top. So I'm going to have you grab a blanket and a couple of pillows, okay? And we will start with the pillows there, stacked up for your head. And what we're gonna do is actually a little bit of a restorative yoga pose, a restorative version of a regular pose called fish pose. And what it does is it opens up that stiff, rounded part of our backs. So if you've been in class with me before, we do it over a bolster. But right now, I think just a little blanket or rolled towel will be grand. So I've got my little blanket here, and you can do this too. Make a little roll out of it. Okay, we're going to spend the first 5 minutes on this, just getting our back opened up. Okay, and then that roll goes here, near to your pillows. So when you lie down on it, if your arms are right out at your shoulder height, you want that roll just underneath. So it literally goes across the shoulder blades and right behind the chest. Don't have it down in your low back or it might hurt your low back. Okay, so I say we get started. This will be our starting pose for today. So, and you can have your strap handy, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm gonna come down. And so it's very particular where the little rolled blanket or towel goes. Okay, so right behind the chest, not down in the low ribs or the low back, just right behind the chest, because if you can see looking at the screen that the chest is opening. So it's a little bit of a very gentle back bend in your upper back. Okay, all righty. And now if for some reason this is not working for you, just lie flat. Just lie flat. Or you could make your roll a bit smaller if you like. Okay? So we're here, we're hopefully down. We've got a couple of layers of pillows or folded blankets under our head. And we're just going to take the first few minutes here to feel our heart opening, chest opening, heart chakra opening. So I want you to close your eyes and land on the floor. I don't know what you've been doing today already. Maybe you've been a bit busy doing this and doing that. And now it's time to stop thinking about all that busyness in our life or the things that we worry about. They're always there, aren't they? So now during yoga, we try not to think. We try just to be present and enjoy the experience of our body and our breath. So literally, it is a mindfulness practice, bringing the mind into the body. And I'm hoping you feel a nice little lift behind the back there now. So it's just beneath the armpits. Make sure it's not up, causing your neck to jackknife either. Make sure your neck isn't pinchy. If it is, please put more pillows there. So closing our eyes, let's have a nice big breath in and a falling out sigh. Okay, inhale. And exhale. going to do that twice more. And I want you to feel like with each of those sighs that you're letting go of all the busy thoughts in your mind and everything going on right now. Let's do it again. Inhale, big breath. Feel like your back is melting over that bolster. And one more time there. Inhale. Good. And just take your one hand and your couple of fingers and put it right in the center of your chest, right where the heart chakra is. And your roll should be right behind your back there. And just for a moment, breathing into your heart center. So with the feel of your fingers on your heart chakra area, which is of course deep inside, but it's at this spot. Let's breathe into the chest. Through the nose, exhaling through the nose. So we're just breathing, we're just chest breathing, center of the chest. Inhale again. And exhale. So it's a low breath. It's a long, slow breath. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more there at your heart center, bringing your awareness right to where your fingers are touching your own sternum. Inhale. Big inhale, exhale. Alrighty, and just release your hand and relax your breath for a moment. And I want you to feel like all your bones are settling down. Feeling your legs and your arms on the floor. Feeling your head propped on the pillows there, or whatever they're on. Feeling the back of your pelvis on the floor. Just for a moment, noticing your normal breath. You can feel it because the chest is elevated and opened up here. You can feel that it's easy to continue to breathe into the chest area, letting it rise with the inhale, letting it fall with the exhale. Try to feel that rise and fall in your breath and chest. And this beautiful pose opens up the upper back and the chest. So if you have been sitting more than usual at the television or the computer, maybe slumped over a little bit, this gets rid of that hunching in the upper back and helps us to have a beautiful, nice posture. And when we have a straight, tall posture and we're standing tall, we breathe more deeply, effortlessly. And when we breathe more deeply, we feel calmer and more peaceful and more relaxed all the time. Deep breathing is our best friend. Okay, so now we're going to stretch here. So we're going to stretch this back bend a titch deeper. So your legs are straight out, but bring them together. Bring your legs together and kind of firm. And hook your thumbs. Okay, hook your thumbs. And you're going to inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, stretch your arms back. Stretch them away from your chest and ribs. And stretch your heels away. So flex the feet so the heels are pointing away. And have 3 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, okay, now we're gonna go down a little bit deeper to open up the back a bit more. So if you've got 2 layers of pillows or 2 layers of blanket under your head, take one of them out. Of course, if your neck feels pinchy, then don't do it because it might be, everybody's roll is a bit different. It might feel different in everyone's body. But if you can, take your head down and back a little bit further. So I've still got 1 layer under my head. Now we're going to stretch again. Thread your fingers in steeple. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take them back. And we do the same thing here. Stretch your heels away, stretch your fingers away, close your eyes. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And I want you to feel that your back ribs are moving when you inhale. The back ribs that are over that roll, you should be able to feel them if you take a deep breath. And bring your arms down. Now, if you can, we're going to go 1 more notch. If you tend to have a big curve and a pinchy neck, then just stay with the pillow the way it is. But if you feel that you can do a little bit deeper, because each time we take our head down closer to the floor, this part of your back opens up a little bit more. Okay, so if some of you can, take 1 more layer out. Otherwise, just leave it as it is and repeat. Okay, so my head's on the floor now. Maybe some of you are. Thread your fingers in steeple. Take the arms up. And back we go. So we're at our deepest level of the stretch now. 3 deep breaths. Feeling your back ribs expanding against that roll. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really big breaths. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, okay, so we're gonna come off that. Bend your knees, put your feet on the mat, and the easiest way, the gentlest way is to gently roll to one side. Get your hand on the floor there and press up. Okay, now take that roll. We're gonna stay up seated for a moment. Grab your pillows that you just used under your head and put those under your bum. Just sit on the edge of them, sort of. Okay, and then we'll take our roll and we'll put it under our knees. And your feet are going to come together, but it's not like maybe a butterfly, but it's not a butterfly. It's a diamond shape. What we're doing is a tortoise pose. It's actually a restorative pose, just for a few breaths. So my legs are in a long diamond shape. Okay, long diamond shape. Feet touching the knees, so the legs are not straight. Okay, the knees are bent out a little bit to the sides. Okay, and the roll, or it could be anything under your knees there. You could tuck a pillow or whatever you've got. And then we're just going to reach on forward, and I want you to really kind of puff up this upper part of your back, the same part that we just back bended. We're going to forward bend now. So puff it up like a cat stretch and lean your body forward. And reach for your feet and literally just drape your whole spine forward and have several breaths there, okay? Just let your head hang down. And you will probably feel some stretch in your outer hips here as well because the legs are turned out. Your whole back might feel some nice stretch as well. It's tortoise pose because your back is rounded in the shape of a turtle shell, and we're kind of tucking in and withdrawing our mind from other thinking, and we're just sort of going deep inside ourselves in this pose. So just feel it. You're kind of just slumped forward here. And then slowly come on back up there. Okay. So now we're going to lie back down. We're going to lie flat now, but keep your strap handy. So just come on back down to the mat. All the way back down. And bring your knees into your chest and just circle around there. You know, yoga is all about the dropping in. It's about letting the rest of the world dissolve. Everything else that we think about and worry about, letting it dissolve and just coming right on to our mats here and into our body awareness and relaxing deeply through breath and movement so that we have a deep experience of a peaceful feeling. As well, of course, we're stretching away all the stiff bits in our body. We all have some stiff bits, don't we? Some stiffness. Hopefully you're getting out maybe for some walks still in this beautiful weather, or as the spring begins to be beautiful. It's been a slow spring. Land your feet there, and let's land them as wide as the edges of the mat. Okay, so your feet are on the edges of the mat, knees bent. Make a window frame of your elbows right above your chest, and we're just going to zigzag twist here. This is good for shoulders and hips. Let your elbows drop to one side, your knees to the other. Inhaling. Exhaling back. So they go opposite ways. Knees to one side, elbows to the other. Exhale back. It's kind of floppy, isn't it? Over. Enjoy being floppy. And exhale back. And over. And back. When do you get to be floppy, right? All the way over. And back. And over. And back. One or two more. Feels good. Cross the pelvis there. One more. And back. There we go. Okay. All right, let's do a little bit of core strengthening. Are we good for that? A little bit of tummy toning, always a good thing. All right, so we have lots of abdominal muscles. Let's start with the ones that go down the middle, okay? So our upper front abs and lower. Legs out straight, supine head to knee. Left leg up. And grab hold of that leg. Wherever you can reach is fine. And curl up. Now try not to strain with your neck. Use your upper abs to curl your shoulders off the floor. Just for a second, and then head down. And then use your tummy to lower that leg down. There we go. Right side up. Grab hold. Curling, you want to feel those abs there, and head down. I know I do. And leg down. There's a cookie in there that shouldn't be in there at this time. Left leg up. And grab hold and curl up. And head down. And leg down. And right side. And curl up. And head down, and leg down. We got one more set here. Left, and curl, and head, and leg, and right, and curl, and head, and leg. Okay, now just roll your neck. Side to side, side to side. Keep it loose there. Good. And we're going to have a little twist here. So bend your knees, put your feet on the mat, and we're going to do what I call ladies crossed legs twist. There's probably a proper name for it, but that's what I call this. It's a variation. Cross your left knee over your right knee like you were sitting in a chair. And then drop both your knees to the right side. and your head can turn to the left, and just breathe down in that deep stretch. So it's a very simple move, a very deep twist. I feel a great stretch through my left side, low back and hip. Maybe you do too. Just close your eyes and breathe into that. We just want to go into our body with every pose, enjoying the stretch. If we can't enjoy it, maybe it's too much. Maybe we're pushing too hard or going too deep. And occasionally there's one that's not right for our body. You know, that's okay. Come on back. You know, let's recross legs, other side, right leg over, and we'll drop those knees to the left side, head to the right side, a deep breath. And come on back. So we'll do one more bit on the floor before we come up and do probably the rest of the class on the chair. If you haven't done a chair class before, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It's still deep. Don't, all you yogis who are really good yogis, don't be fooled. You won't be fooled. Take your left leg up with your strap now. Wrap it around your hands. Straighten the right leg out. If you have like a really bad low back, you can keep that bottom leg bent. Maybe that's a bit helpful for you. But if your low back is fine, straighten the right leg out. Have your leg up as high as you can get it, and you're going to try to push that heel up. You're going to try to keep that thigh actively strong. Got it? It's like you're pushing with that thigh muscle really strongly. Okay, here we go. Gently pull the foot in a little bit. Let's have 3 breaths in and out. You can close your eyes. If you feel like you want to deepen the stretch, go ahead, in and out. And one more time, in and out. Okay, we're going to switch legs now. Right foot comes in beside your left one down. Here we go. Inhaling. Exhaling. Pull. Push that thigh nice and strong as you pull the foot in a little bit. It's more important that you push the thigh strong and the leg straight than it is that you pull hard on the foot. Okay? It's like the more important part of the stretch. Breathe. Feel it. I'm sure you can feel the back of your leg. Lots of us have tightness in the back of the legs. Okay, now we're going to go to the right side. So I'm leaving the strap on my right foot, but I'm taking the whole strap on my right hand now. I've wrapped it around my hand, which makes it an easy grip, so no wrist troubles. Take it out to the right side. Let your elbow land there. The leg won't land, the elbow will. The elbow's kind of holding it up there a little bit. Now try to pull that foot towards the wall behind your head. Try to keep your left hip down. It will want to roll up there, and I want you to try to keep it down. If you can, push that left thigh down into the mat. Okay, close the eyes. Now breathe down into your groins, your inner thighs. Breathe. Just feel the stretch. So good. We get so tight. And our balance, we lose a bit of balance because we get tight in the hips, in the inner hips and the inner thighs and the groin. Okay, bring that leg up. Now it's the same leg, but you're switching hands, left hand, bringing it all the way across to the other side there. So I've now rolled right over onto the left side hip. I'm sideways, but I'm going to roll my right shoulder, my rib cage back to the right, my head to the right, my arm to the right. So it's a big cross body twist, right? The leg coming across, your right leg should be as straight as you can keep it. and your head and shoulder and arm twisting to the right. Close your eyes and breathe. Just go inside and feel this beautiful stretch. Come on back to center now, okay? Good stuff. Switch up the legs. So we're going to do on the left side now. It's in your left, on your left foot, in your left hand, and we're going to take it wide out. The elbow lands, the leg doesn't, but your right leg and hip are pushing down right into the mat there. And we're trying to pull that left foot back towards the wall behind our head. There we go. Close your eyes and feel it. You might feel it even all the way across the front of your pelvis, all the way over to the right hip bone. This stretch gets right into a couple of spots that are really hard to get at, actually. Sort of a cross pelvis stretch, as well as your inner thigh, of course. Breathe. Close your eyes. Go in, go in. We want to be like a turtle withdrawing into the shell. When does a turtle withdraw in the shell? It withdraws into its shell with its legs and its head when it needs to sleep or rest or for protection, right? So for us, it's like we're drawing our awareness into our body. We can't pull our limbs in, but we can draw our mind into our body, not thinking about stuff out there. Bring your left leg back up. Switch the strap into your right hand. Okay, now we're going to bring that left leg all the way across to the other side. Okay, rolling onto the right side hip. And then we take the upper torso and rotate your rib cage, your left shoulder, and your head and arm to the left. So the leg is going across to the right, upper body to the left. Close your eyes. I always sort of feel like a spaghetti noodle when I do this pose. You know, like when you test the spaghetti, you pull one off out of the pot on the fork, right? And then you're trying to blow on it so it doesn't burn your mouth, but then it slips off the fork and drops onto the floor in a little squiggle. I don't know about you, but that happens to me all the time. So this position is kind of like that. We're like in a little squiggle on the floor here. Try to relax into it. Relax into your squiggle. Your limp spaghetti noodle that's all twisted here. Okay, you ready to come back? Bring it up. All right. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, so we're gonna stand up. We're gonna get over to those chairs, but I'd like to use the movement to the chairs. Now, if you cannot do a downward dog, just work on being on your hands and knees. But some of us will work on the downward dog. Okay, so let's turn over. Get your hands, just for a second, as a segue up to standing. Okay, so you might just be on your hands and knees. Maybe that's the best you can do today. That's fine. Others, you know, maybe you're at a different stage of your healing, or maybe you've been practicing yoga for a long, long time. Put your hands ahead of you, okay? Curl the toes under. And we're gonna lift up the knees and the bum and stick your bum way up in the air there. You can keep a bend in the knees. You want to push your hips up, push your arms straight, press your chest towards your thighs, draw your tummy in. Now some of you might just be working your way up to standing by now, that's fine. Others, stay in your down dog for a moment, stretch your calves. Just use it as a functional movement, as a way of getting back up to standing from the floor. Okay, so if you're in the down dog, and even if you're not, walk your hands towards your feet. And we're coming into Uttanasana. So standing forward bend, okay? So you have a little bend in the knees. You let your whole upper body hang down. You grab your ankles or calves. Bend your knees as much as you need to be able to release your spine. And we're just hanging upside down for a moment here. Maybe some of you could straighten out the backs of your legs and have a deeper stretch on the legs. Just options there. Deep breath. Upside down for a moment. Hanging your neck loose. Okay, now come up very gently through chair pose because I don't want you to get dizzy, okay? So bend your knees like you're sitting on an imaginary chair. Lift your head up, put your hands on your knees, and lift up your chest. Okay, so we're in chair pose, right? Bum sticking back in the air. You can hang onto your knees, or you can really push through those legs and bring your arms up in front of you, palms up. It's a good strengthener on the thighs and the buttocks. It's so good. If you can do a little of it even, you don't have to be bending this low. And release your arms down. And come on up. And a little half moon. Have your feet in parallel. Strong legs. Take your left hand on your hip and take your right arm up. And over we go for a little half moon stretch there. And inhale up, exhale down, other side, inhale up, push your hips over, feels so good on the side body there, inhale up, exhale down, we're going to repeat it, one arm up, hips over to the side, inhale up, exhale down, last one, inhale up, and over we go, and inhale up, and exhale down. Good. Okay, I'm warming up. I don't know about you. I'm gonna take my sweater off here. Okay, and I think I can probably leave that on for a bit there. Okay, so grab your chair now, please, and put it on your mat. So your mat is lengthwise and your chair is sideways. Facing me would be the best case scenario if you can. Time for a little slurp of water. All righty. So we're going to start with just some neck and shouldery stuff so we can sit on the chair. If some of you want to sit cross-legged for this part, you can, but we're going to be on the chair for a while anyway. It actually gets your back nice and straight, so it makes it a little bit easier for some of the shoulder stuff. So let's sit and let's roll our shoulders backwards. Okay, backwards circles, we go. So just a tiny bit of neck and shoulder. Then we're going to come into some standing poses on the chair. Deep stretches, you wait. Now everybody's chair is different. As long as there's no sides on it, you're good to go. Okay, you need something without sides. Because we'll be going sideways on it with our legs. Alrighty. And we're gonna do double breath energization. So it's like you're pulling weights. So your arms, it's like I've got weights and I'm tensing all the arms of my chest and arms, all the muscles of my chest and arms, and 2 breaths in like you're pulling 100 pounds back. Like that. You open up the chest like King Kong, and then exhale. Okay, here we go again. Inhale. Squeezing with tension in the muscles, and then they go soft like noodles. Again, inhale. Opening your chest, squeezing those shoulders back. One more time with this one. Squeezing and very good. Okay. Alrighty. Let's take your strap and take it wide. You can do this standing as well if you prefer. And take it about a yard, and we're gonna go up above your head. Now, you have to do a shoulder squeeze back and an elbow bend here, okay? A shoulder squeeze back and an elbow bend, come down behind. Some of you may have had some surgeries. You may not get that far back, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can. Inhale up and exhale forward. It stretches the chest muscles, the underarm area. Inhale. Exhale. Stay within your range of comfort. You want to feel some stretch in all our poses, but not so much that it's like painful or something, right? Just a little bit of intensity, good, not too much. And back. And one more there. Inhale up. And forward. Okay. Putting my strap down. Let's just do a little bit of neck stretch, okay? So I'm going to thread my fingers. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see what I'm doing here. Hands on the base of my skull, and I'm going to lift my chest. We just opened up our chest quite a bit, actually, with the fish pose and the strap here. Chest up, head back into the palms. Inhale, elbows wide. And then exhale, elbows in and round and kind of pull down through. It's not your whole back rounding, it's the upper spine. Inhale up and back. And exhale, round. Inhale up and back. And exhale, round. Inhale up. And exhale. Pulling down a little bit there. And release. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing now. So if I'm mirroring you, the chair will be on your left side and on my right side, okay? Just so we're all on the same page with the lefts and rights. And, you know, however tall your chair is, doesn't matter. It's nice to have the back or the chair to hang on to or the side, okay? So facing forward with the chair and you're on the side of it, take that left leg up and put the foot on the chair with the knee pointing out. Okay, so we got one foot, we're standing on the mat, one foot pointing away, knee bent. So what does this look like? It looks like a tree, doesn't it? It's a tree pose coming. So the deal here is you don't have to worry too much about your balance. However, you can really work on the strength and the opening of the hips. I'll just turn around for a second to show you. So when I'm here, these muscles, they kind of squeeze in order to keep that bent knee out. As well, the leg you're standing on, we tend to kind of sink into it. You're going to press down the leg and lift up out of that hip. Okay, so feeling those glutes, squeezing that knee open, take your arms up. Okay, now if you're feeling kind of racy, you can close your eyes because your feet are planted. Please don't do that if you're concerned about your balance or falling over. You know, and you can also, please, if you feel even safer, put one hand on the chair. Okay, deep breath. If you feel like you want to try the balance, and keep squeezing those buttocks back. Keep the knee wide. Standing buttocks strong. Okay, if you did close your eyes, open them now. Bring your hands back down. So now we're going to lean that same forearm. So if your left foot is on the chair, your left arm is on that thigh. Okay, and we lean on it, kicking the hip out to the side, and we rotate. And we're going to bring, bring your right arm up and over. Okay, if you can, if it hurts your shoulder, you just leave your hand on your hip, not a problem. You can always do the little adaptations for whatever is going on in your body. Everybody's different. Everybody's got different stuff happening. So we all have to adapt at different points. Okay, so side stretch over there and release that arm down. Okay, now we're not switching sides yet. We're on the same side. Turn to face the side of your chair. Grab the back of it. Turn to face it. Okay. And hang on to it. And put that foot that's on the chair, straighten the leg. Come on the back of the heel, okay? So we're still standing on one leg here. You can hang on, don't forget. Tilt your tailbone back. And then see if you can come down over that leg. You may have to bend your knee a little bit if it's very tight. If you're like locked up and can't get there, bend the knee a little. Just come over, just stretching the back of that leg. Have a breath. Okay, coming up. Okay, staying where we are. So we're going to do a whole sequence on one side and then whole sequence on the other side. So now we're still standing facing the side of the chair. All I've done now is bent that knee with the foot flat, and I'm going to twist. I'm going to take my opposite arm to the outside of that knee. Now don't pull the knee in. Keep the knee straight. And so I've got my hand coming around, grabbing the outside, and then my other hand goes behind. It's a twist. This might be a little bit more challenging in your balance. Feel free to hang on to the back of the chair if it's high enough instead of your knee. And come on back. So where did you feel that? Yeah, I can't hear you, but I don't know about you, but besides the twisting, besides feeling the twist, I also felt my standing leg buttock working there a little bit, that leg and hip. Okay, we're coming to the other side. Let's musical chairs our way over there. Okay, starting with the tree. Bring your right foot up, and it's pointing out to the side. Okay, and we're standing firm on that left leg. And the buttocks are, it's like you're squeezed. Do you know how we did this with the arms? You know how we just did this a minute ago? We went, and we really pulled those arms back. It's kind of like you're doing that with your buttocks, okay? Trying to open those hips, open that pelvis, okay? When you're steady, if you're steady, take one or both arms up and stretch up to the ceiling. You don't have to close your eyes. You could if you want to. Stretch your shoulders up, stretch your arms up, and really push down through that standing hip. And if you're feeling you want the challenge, you can close your eyes and breathe. Just holding the pose even without the eyes closed is challenging, even though we've got our foot on something. And release, open your eyes, arms down. So you're going to feel the standing, the hip, the whole buttock standing there. Now lean your right arm onto your right thigh, kind of kicking that left hip out. Take your left arm up, externally rotate it so it's facing up to the ceiling, and then bring it by the ear and stretch and puff up that whole side of your body. Couple of breaths there. For a side, nice deep side body stretch. And then bring that arm down in front. Okay, so now we're turning to face the side of the chair. So please hang on to the back of the chair. Hop your standing foot around. And then the leg that's on the chair, straighten it. Now it's on the back of the heel. Now before we come over it, we don't want to be rounding out our back and kind of pulling and reaching there. That's not good for your low back. So maybe put a tiny bend in your standing knee and just stick your tailbone up like we do in little dog or big downward dog. We kind of stick the sit bones and tailbone up with a slightly bent leg. And then maybe you can come in a little deeper over that leg and breathe to whatever level. It doesn't matter how far you go. We're just going for a hamstring stretch. Breathe. Come on back up, okay, and then the twist. So you've got your right foot on the chair, bend it so it's foot flat on the chair, knee bent, we're standing nice and tall. Take your left arm to the outside of the right knee or on the back of the chair, whatever's reachable, And your right arm back behind you, so you're twisting. Now really feel your standing leg. So if you feel a bit wobbly, keep facing forward and just hang on to the chair. And breathe there, twisting around. And come on back there. Alrighty, okay. We're gonna come down on our chairs. We're gonna sit on them. Alrighty, so we actually get to sit down now. Okay, so you know sometimes we do pigeon pose or lotus preparation pose, which is a really good hip stretch. So this is a really nice way to do the lotus preparation pose, is sitting on like a kitchen chair basically. Because it's a great way to stretch your hip and you're not going to hurt your knee or anything. So I'm about, you know, halfway back on the seat, and I'm going to bring my right ankle up, so you can do the same, and try to keep just sort of the ankle on top of your thigh. And you need to flex it. You need to bend that ankle back, okay? Now, if you're tight in the hip, that leg is going to be way up here. Just know that you're trying to get it down and you're trying to lean forward. So I'm going to put my hand on the back side, on the base of the back of the chair there, or whatever you can grab behind you. And just try to lean forward over that there and breathe here. Don't worry about how far your leg is or is not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we start. Who is it? Pema Chodron, who's a great, she's a nun, she's a Buddhist meditator. She's written lots of books about meditation, and one of her books is called Start Where You Are. And that's what we do in yoga. Start where you are. It doesn't really matter. It's all about the experience. It's not about the goal. Yoga's not about the goal. Okay, so leaning over your leg there. And let's switch our sides, shall we? Okay, bringing your left ankle up. So this is one you can do every day if you have tight hips. You can do this one every day. Okay, so we've got the ankle. Try to flex the foot. Try to have, you know, you might find some of you are more crossed over. Try not to do that. Even if you have to hold it there. Okay, and then we'll try to lean forward a little bit, just straight forward, or press forward from behind, putting your hand on the back of the chair. Close your eyes, breathe into that hip. It's a good deep twist, or good deep stretch, rather. And come on, back up from there. Okay. So now, last week we did Warrior 2 and lateral angle pose, if you happen to have been around. We're going to do that seated today, and you're going to see that it feels very different. Now, some people's chairs might be a little higher than others, so, and also different sized bodies. So if you have little shorter legs and higher chair, then you might need some pillows under your feet. So I'm gonna slide, so you can do what I'm doing, mirror me, okay? So I'm sliding my bum, half of my bum, off the chair to your right. So the right cheek is off, okay? The left leg can kind of go kitty corner across, or if your chair is not too big, you might be able to get your leg right across the seat. Okay, and here's what I meant with the pillow. My chair is quite small, but you know, you might need something there. So basically we've got that one knee bending out, just like in tree pose, and that back leg straight out if possible. The back foot turns in, and we try to turn that leg in, keeping it straight. We try to keep the pelvis and the torso straight. So what are you doing in this pose besides sitting on one cheek? You are squeezing those hips and glutes to open out, same way we did in the tree. Squeeze the buttocks, the outer hips, open your legs. I know that's hard. I know it's hard Do your best. Arms out, shoulders down, look down the fingers and breathe here. Keep squeezing those legs as wide as you can get them. Do you feel a deep stretch in your hips? I feel a deep stretch. Almost deeper than if you were not on the chair, wouldn't you say? Okay, now bring that left arm down on the thigh and we'll do lateral angle pose. So we did this last week, only freestanding. The back leg is firm, your heel turned out. Take that right arm and turn it up towards the ceiling, the whole rotation. Bring it by the ear, and it's a big stretch. Stretch that arm. So it's called lateral angle side stretch in the translation. It's the lateral angle, meaning the whole side body is stretching there. And we rotate our chest and face towards the ceiling and breathe. And bring that arm back down there. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna try, let's see. We're gonna scooch our bum over to the other side and do the same two poses on the other side. There's so many poses I could do on the chair with you. We won't have time to do all of them today, but that's okay. We'll save some for another week. Okay, so just one sit bone, one cheek is on the chair, all right? So my left leg, as much as possible, straight out to the side, foot turned in, heel out, toes in. My right leg, which might be on a pillow or block there, is bent and that way, yeah? Okay, so essentially we're trying to open sideways with the pelvis, open those hips there. So I want you to feel this hip's tighter for me on this side. You may notice some sides are much harder than others. That's just our bodies, right? We're not even Steven from head to toe. That's why we do yoga, to try and even things out. So do your best. Got one cheek off, one cheek on, one leg straight behind you, the other leg bent. Sweep out your arms, shoulders down, look down the fingers there, deep breath. Keep squeezing those knees and hips wide, legs firm. And then take your forearm down on that thigh. So we're leaning on it, but we're not collapsing. You push down, you rotate your rib cage towards the ceiling, take that left arm up and by the ear, and a big stretch there, deep breath. And bring that arm down. Okay. Let's scooch our bum onto the chair, but take your feet a little bit wide. Now you might need something like a block or two. You might not need anything, a couple of books. You might not need anything to land your hands on coming forward. You might just like to go to the floor, but it depends how far down you can get. So I've slid my bum back to the back edge of the chair. If you're on a fabric covered chair, it's a little bit harder to slide around. You might find your yoga tights are stuck. So my knees are a little bit wide and feet as well. So knees and toes kind of pointing in the same direction. And then I'm gonna come forward, sliding my bum back, coming forward between my legs. So you may need to put your hands on something here. Ideally, I'd like you to come lower if possible. So if you can get down to the floor. Now, it is a deep stretch on the groins and it stretches out the low back. So some of you might enjoy just hanging your head and upper back forward, hanging down. Others might find that's too intense and want to keep, your back straight, and that might be just enough stretch in the hips here as it is. So So just find the right depth for you, a straight back with your hands on something or folding all the way down. And let's have a couple of breaths at whatever level you are at today. Let's have it. And come on, back up there. Okay, back up onto your chair. Okay, so we've got one more on the chair, I think, before we come back down to the floor. So you're going to turn and sit sideways on your chair. Okay, so sit sideways on your chair, okay? And then draw your tummy in. So if you are turning towards the left side, then you're going to put your hands on, depending how tall the back of your chair is, your hands could go on the back top corners of the chair, or you might have to grab the sides of the chair. And then that back shoulder drops down. You inhale nice and tall. You draw your tummy in and you use both arms to pull you in a twist, as if you were trying to face the back of the chair. Your head can go further. Okay. Close your eyes. Now keep your belly muscles drawn in tight, but breathe into your back. You should get some good deep stretch through the back here. Now coming all the way back around. We're going to scooch all the way over to the other side. So sideways to your right maybe now. Doesn't matter which way you're going. Hands on the back or the sides of the chair. Make sure your shoulders drop down. Lift up tall. Inhale. Exhale. Draw your whole belly area in and twist. So the belly is twisting you, but also your arms are hanging on the back of the chair, twisting you a little deeper too. This is another one of those ones, along with the lotus prep, that you can do on a kitchen chair. Maybe every morning when you're getting your coffee or before dinner, when you sit down to the table, you can do your lotus prep hip stretch and a little twist, which is great on the spine and all the back muscles. Okay, so we're gonna have Shavasana, and we're gonna do Shavasana with our legs on the chair. It's yummy. So have your chair there, or if you're near your sofa, the same thing, or an ottoman. You're basically going to come down on your mat and get on your back, and you get your bum fairly close to whatever you're using, and you're just going to put your legs, your lower legs, on the chair like that. Okay, so this is a really gentle inversion. So you are going to feel, some blood flow pulsing into your chest, throat, face. It's really good. That's a good thing. Unless you've, just had an eye surgery, it would be counterindicative. But for most of us, it's a lovely, lovely rejuvenation, reversal of blood flow and energy flow. Leaves us feeling kind of energized afterwards. It relaxes us, but it also kind of lifts our energy up, just because of that reversal of blood and energy flow, okay? Because you're getting halfway upside down. So please do find your way down onto your mat. And make sure you're warm enough, maybe you need a blanket or one of those towels pulled over. Did some deep stretching today, slow moving, deep stretching. A little bit of strengthening. So now is the best part. The best part is what we do the practice for. It's kind of like you baked your cake and now you get to eat it. You get to enjoy or reap the benefits of your effort. All that physical tension stretched out. We've opened up, moved our spine, stretched the muscles of pretty much everything in our body. We've moved the energy flow most of all. So where there were blockages in the prana, we call it prana in yoga, same thing as chi. We had blockages in our energy flow before. It's all flowing. So you can just imagine that it's like a river of energy flowing through your body. Or maybe right now, because your legs are up, it's flowing down the legs, into your heart, and into your throat, and into your brain. Like a river coming down a hill. A stream down the side of a hill, feeling that energy gently flowing to your head. And you want to feel like every cell of your body is just drinking in that cool stream water, replenishing you, satisfying your thirst. Feel like you're absorbing it. We want to have a deep stillness in our body while the river runs through it. So that stream, that river running through, life force, nourishing every cell of your body with healing energy. Just feel like you're absorbing it all in. To feel that nice, peaceful, easeful, relaxed feeling of stillness. So I need to sign off, but I recommend that you stay in your Shavasana just a little bit longer, enjoying it, kind of lolling around like you're in a little cool pool on a hot day, floating on a raft. Just enjoy it for another few minutes because it really is very healing to stay in this beautiful state of being. Wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. and your week. And I look forward to doing yoga with you next week. Signing off here. Om Shanti. Shanti. Peace. Namaste.